All right, welcome everybody to our next figure drop talk video featuring Godzilla 1954, the movie graphic plus edition. Welcome everyone. So, for those that are unfamiliar with these streams, the whole idea is we are going to take a deep dive into the high-res pics of these upcoming figures just to get a closer look at them and see all those wonderful details that we miss out when we just look at them on social media. We'll talk a little bit about the figure. We'll talk a little bit about the features that are on there that are different from the original versions. And if there's time, we will also compare it with the original as well as the 70th anniversary edition in there with the promo pics between all of them. So, but yeah, welcome everybody again. And we're going to get started in just a second, just looking at the chat really quick here. By the way, you guys can follow along here in the video. I'm going to drop a link in the chat to the page, and you guys can download these high-res pics yourselves, and you can look at them yourself. You don't just have to watch the stream, or if you miss the stream, you can check it out later. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that link here for 1954 in the chat. Feel free to follow along. So here we got Robo Lizard in the house. I see you there, yeah. Time to rock boys and lizards. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. There he is, right there. Look at that. All right, who else is here? We've got the Goober in here, the goofiest Goober. Yeah, he's here. Danny Lopo, yeah, welcome, man. Oh, you're the best. Thanks. All right. Bought Godzilla 2000 from Kappa Hobby. Awesome. So happy that you did that. You will not be disappointed with this figure. That figure is absolutely amazing. It's figure of the year for MonsterArts. We still have King Ghidorah 1972 and Destroya to come out this year, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the best of the MonsterArts figures for the whole year for 2025. So I am looking forward to finishing up the lineup, though. And today's Godzilla Day. How can we forget about that? It's Godzilla Day. So we're going to be doing a couple streams today. The plan here is to do this one. We're going to do another one with the 2014 Godzilla, and then we're going to do a hangout stream during Godzilla Fest. And I might showcase some figures while we're doing that. So awesome. Well, without further ado, let's get into it in just a second. Let me just make sure my streams are okay here. 1 second, guys. Make sure everything's good to go. Yeah, we're all set. Oh, but you know what? I've just realized that my audio for VLC isn't coming through. Let me fix that for you guys. Give me 1 second. That's because I have it muted. There we go. Now it should be working. All right. There we go. We got some nice music for you guys. All right. Give me 1 second, everybody. All right. Let's get into it, yeah? First up, well, if you guys want to go to the page, we're going to go to... So we got Godzilla 1954 Movie Graphic Plus Edition. This is released in Japan, April 2026. It will be expected in the US by May 2026. The price in yen is about 11,000 yen with tax. So that means that we could probably expect about $110 to $120 lately. With figures about this price, it's generally just been moving the decimal over, so it could be anywhere between that, though, 110 to 120. Best case scenario, 110, though. And a really good case scenario, just 100 flat. So going to our description, though, we got Godzilla from Godzilla 1954 is back for more in the Movie Graphic Plus series. The prototype coloring and modeling were produced by Yuji Sakai, a leading figure in the Godzilla sculpting community, and the coloring was adjusted to resemble the heat ray radiation scene in the movie while keeping with the monochrome paint application. The dorsals are made of translucent plastic, and it comes with a paper craft with movie poster art design, and it's also included. So it's pretty cool. This is, for anybody that's wondering, what is Movie Graphic Plus line? It is a new subline within Monster Arts that is catered towards the casual customer, not the collector, the casual customer. There's a difference. And the idea is that they're catering these to people that just don't collect figures at all. That's the whole point of these figures. They want people, they're going to be strategically placed in retail stores throughout Japan, very touristy areas and whatnot, and they're going to have all these brand new box art, very flashy and everything. It's going to be really different from what we get from regular Monster Arts packaging. And it's going to be really cool for those that want to double dip on them as well, because they change for the main collectors, right? They change the color applications and stuff. Here's a few things, though, to bear in mind. Movie Graphic Plus Edition, because it is catered toward the casual customer, they're not going to bother putting accessories with these. So anytime you see Movie Graphic Plus, if you're hoping for extras, throw it out the window. It's not going to happen. The only thing that's going to come with these things is the poster art. That's all that's going to be there. Anything else is gimmicky. Could be paint application, translucent effects in this case right here. So, but the idea is it's for the casual customer that walks in, and then I think the idea is that the typical casual customer has a hard time identifying Godzillas with the year in them. So when they see 1991, 1994, it just gets really confusing, and they're likely to pass on it if they just don't have any nostalgia towards that. So the idea with introducing Movie Graphic Plus is that the poster is a big part of the sales pitch. So those people that see the poster are more likely to recognize this specific Godzilla, not because it's the Godzilla itself, but because they remember watching the movie. So they see the poster and they see the figure and they're like, oh, I remember watching that movie a long time ago. And they're more willing to pick this up. And because it is a collectible, I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, they're strategically being put into places that are very touristy. And if you're wondering like, oh, well, tourists don't spend that much money. Guys, tourists spend so much money. It's souvenirs and stuff like that. And that's why these, I mean, I'm not saying that's why these things are so expensive, but if you're wondering, like, let me put it this way. I've seen people go online and they've posted, no tourist is going to spend this much money on a collectible. Guys, tourists spend tons of money on stupid stuff all the time because it's a tourist thing. They're there, they're visiting. That's just what they do. I'm guilty of it. I've gone to places and I'm just like, this shirt's like $70, but, you know, I'm not saying I bought a shirt, but I'm just giving you an example. Like, people buy stuff for obscene prices because it's an experience. It's something in a shop that's kind of like, oh, this is a unique experience. So with these lines right here, you have to remember, especially with older figures that are being reissued, like, we'll get to 2014 in the 2014 video, but just to throw this in there, a good example of this is, you know, 2014 was made in 2014. That was like, what, 60 something dollars at the time. And now it's gone up to about maybe $100, $110. You have to remember that the US pricing is very different from the Japanese pricing, just because of all the tariffs and stuff like that. It's always going to be more expensive now coming to the US, to buy US. So just bear that in mind when you see these prices, okay? All right, let's get into it. Okay, so Godzilla 1954 Graphic Plus. You guys can follow along. Again, I put the link in the description or in the chat right there. You guys can check that out. Let's look at just what they have to offer just off the quick look of everything right here. We've got Godzilla here with the poster art. Now, bear in mind, the Godzilla figure itself is 5.9 inches, so it's a little bit smaller than your standard Godzilla. So, yeah, just bear that in mind. We've also got the poster art right there by itself. I can't wait to actually get this in hand because I know that this cardboard is going to be a lot thicker than people lead on to be. Like, I think they think it's just going to be a little piece of paper, but it is going to be a little bit thicker. And we've got Godzilla standing there by himself. Looks good. Good shot of the translucent dorsals right there. And we'll take even a closer look once we get into the zooming in and everything, but there's a nice glow effect that's on the back, kind of a silver monochromatic kind of look with a little bit of a blue tint. This is something that I'm really happy that they fixed, which was the paint in the mouth. At SDCC, it was really, really layered on so that it was like on the outside of the mouth, and they cleaned it up so that that's not the case anymore. It's just on the inside of the mouth only now. And I think this looks a lot better. Looking good. Looking real good. So yeah. Again, if you guys want to download these photos, you can go to the site in the description, the chat right there. You can just hit download all images right there, and you guys can have them all for yourselves. This is going on for pre-order November 7th in general retail in Japan, and it should be like the next day for the United States, and that's when we'll have the official US pricing for that. So without further ado, let's get into the close-ups of all this. Well, hello, Connell. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right. So, feel free to ask questions, guys, as we're watching the stream. Just throw them in the chat and everything, too. We're just taking a closer look at all this stuff, and we'll go from there. All right. Dino Friend, hey, welcome, man. All right, we're going to be taking a closer look at this, so let's zoom in here. Woo! Look at that. So here's a little neat bit of trivia for you guys. Whenever it's a brand new sculpt, something that's never ever been done before, the idea is that they use resin sculpts, 3D printed resin sculpts of the figures, and for these, because the figure's already been printed and mass produced already, they just take an older figure and then usually Sakai will just go in and repaint it. There are some adjustments though, like the translucent dorsals, they will obviously update that. So this is a factory sample, is all I'm saying. So what you're seeing here is a plastic sample. It's not, yeah, it's not just a regular version that's made out of resin. So you're gonna see some seam lines like this, for example. What do you hope to be shown for? It's tonight, actually. Starting at 7 o'clock is right when 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The show is actually starting, so it's not tomorrow. It's today. In like 3 hours from now. So get ready for it, man. All right, going back to this. Let's take a closer look, though. Yeah, so we've got the mouth and everything. Looks good right there. You might see a little bit of like some rainbowish colors on here. That's because the camera has some chromatic aberration going on. It's not actually going to be on the figure. So let's keep looking at that right there. Look at that though. I can't wait to actually put a light behind the dorsals right here to light them up. That's gonna look so cool. I've thought about grabbing this guy for a screen accurate 54 representation, but since I've got the poster version, goated figure, I may just save money for another feature release. Yeah, I think they're unique in both ways, because you get one that's actually black and white, and then you get the color one, so it's up to you, man. It's totally up to you. If I were to choose this one versus the original, I would pick this one, though. This one looks really cool. And now that they've turned down the glow in the mouth, I think it looks a lot better. So, but yeah, you know, this is a familiar mold. Sorry, it's a familiar mold. We've seen this before, so there's not too many new things to talk about. Room Criticizer says, "Are the dorsals translucent?" Yes, they are. They are translucent. They are translucent. Looks like the claws are a little bit of a brighter paint job. Normally they're darker. Honestly, this style could go hand to hand with the OG G2K, especially for the dorsals. Yeah, we'll see with the new Godzilla 2000. I'm assuming this is. Oh, you said the OG. So this is the original Godzilla 2000. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I don't think that maquette has ever been done in translucent plastic before, so that would be pretty cool to see. But yeah, for Godzilla 2000, the original usually Sakai mold, the concept that could actually be introduced to the Movie Graphic Plus line, so cross your fingers. Holy mother of pearl, I love it. If I see it in a store, I may grab it, but out of the two, if I'm more excited for the 2014. Yeah, a lot of people are really excited about 2014, because that's only ever been done once, so it is the more exciting one. I agree with that. Tail looks good on this figure, though. Looks great. And the eyes are the smaller eye size, so it's not like it's the original release. The poster, this is kind of an angled shot of the poster, but it kind of, I mean, you guys have seen this movie poster before, so it's nothing different, nothing new. So that's the first one. Let's move on to the second one. Again, this is the poster. It's so high res you can see the print. That's great. I love it. Yeah, RoboLizard. Funny to see the figure next to the poster almost matches. That was what they were going for with the pose. The pose is actually very, very close to the pose on the poster right here. Yeah. So this is the poster. We've seen it so many times and times again, but it's a neat little thing to add to your shelf now. Let's look at the next one here. Okay, this is another feature that is really cool about this figure. So to shake things up, in the past, for the 70th anniversary and for the original and the reissues of the 1954 figure, they've always had the eyes facing sideways, which is accurate to what the suit does. So they've changed it up with this figure to have them facing slightly forward this time around. So they're going to be facing more forward, just to make it a little bit different. That's not to say that the eyes never faced forward in the movie or anything like that. I mean, I think they did sometimes, but the eyes, I think they were movable on this suit too. So it is neat to have it facing forward. There's been a lot, there's a subsector of people out there that have always complained about the eyes not looking straight. And with the suits, they're never actually fully looking straight because they move in the movies. They have movable eyes. So generally they kind of go for a little bit of an outward look on each side. But in this case, they decided to go a little bit more straight. And hopefully that'll make some of those people happy. Yes, the toothpaste is gone. No more extra glow on there. They listened, that was the biggest feedback over at San Diego Comic-Con, so I'm glad that they toned it down. Fun fact for you, sir. I heard that the head of the 2014 looked like the PS4 head. The PS4 version is based off the MonsterArts figure. So, if anybody's saying that the figure is based off the video game, the video game is based on the figure. So, if you didn't know that, now you do. They 3D scanned the figure for the game. So anyways, let's keep going through it. Yeah, I'm so happy that they toned this down, though. This looks a lot better in the mouth. As long as it's not over bleeding on the outside like it was at SDCC, we're golden here, guys. Let's see here. Let's keep going. You know, one thing that's always bothered me with this particular figure is that they never tend to paint the claws of the toes and the hands very bright. They're a little bit brighter, but they're never super bright. And I feel like that's something that should be done with this. But I don't know. For some reason, they just kind of keep it a little bit brighter than the rest of the sculpt. Yeah, look at that. Looks good. Again, it's nothing new. We've seen this mold so many times. Yeah, there's a lot of chromatic aberration. You see all this stuff right here? That's not paint, that's chromatic aberration from the camera. As much as I want to answer questions about 2014, guys, we're going to do a separate video for 2014, so let's keep the questions on 54 for now, okay? I do like that the claws are a little bit brighter than usual. I feel like they were mostly darker on the other one too, but my memory might be misremembering here. We'll take a closer look when we look at the past photos. This figure is also really flexible. If anybody's never owned it before, it's super flexible compared to what you'd expect from the suit or the figure itself. It's like one of those underdog releases that, or sleeper release, if you will. that some people just might have just not picked up because they're just like not a fan of the 1954 suit, but this figure is highly articulated. It's really cool. Yes, so I explained this a little bit earlier in the stream, but I don't know if you were here for that. So for any figures that are not brand new sculpts, they reuse old figures for this, but it's basically a factory sample because this has got translucent dorsals in there, which didn't exist before. So they did have the factory reproduce this. So it's not like they took an old figure out of the shop and then just repainted it fully. Sometimes they do that, but for this right here, this is an actual factory sample with the translucent dorsals this time around. All right, let's look at the next one. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is the good one right here. Look at that. It's so cool. Look at these dorsals. And look at the glow that they do. It's like a silver, bluish kind of glow effect that they've added to it. And it's not just right here, it's also towards the center as well, so it's not that brown, or not the gray color anymore. But yeah, holy smokes. This is so cool. You know, if I didn't collect all these already, and I was picking and choosing, I would pick this one over the original, hands down. This is just, it looks so good. This is a good question, Derpy Christ. Hope to see more like this, but I wanted to ask about how much they're willing to change colors. Example, GMK Movie Plus Goji could have glittery yellow paint. I'm not really sure how far they're gonna go with that kind of paint job, because that's a pretty extreme paint job right there. At least for Godzilla, for GMK Godzilla, we've already got the heat ray version already, and we got a regular version. And the heat ray version is more of the nighttime colors, so I'm very curious to see what they will do for the MGP line with that. I've seen some people say this yellow coloration before. I don't know how I feel about that though. I mean, I personally don't want that because I don't want my figure to have this yellow stuff all over it. But if that's what the people are looking for, and if that's what Toho thinks is a really cool paint job, then it's gonna happen, I guess. But we'll see. Look at that. Yeah. So it looks like this is the last dorsal that's probably not going to be translucent. It'll go back to regular plastic right here. Look at that though. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. I love this. Yeah, it's a swell looking repaint. Seeing how good it looks with the glow makes me kind of sad they didn't decide to give this guy a beam. I'm aware it was not marketed as a beam variant, but I just can't help but think. You know, it's funny because it's not, they don't explicitly say it's a charging variant, but that's what this is. It's a charging variant. It's supposed to resemble the scene when it's got its radioactive glow on its back. That's what they're saying in the official description right there. But I mean, how many different ways can you repaint this figure, right? We got the color version of it, the Technicolor version, and then we've got the regular monochrom one. And if they're gonna do a heat charging one, I mean, I think this one's a good take on that. But after that, I mean, what else can you do, really? Oh, you know what? I guess you could do American movie poster with the green on there and the purple. I mean, I guess they could do something like that. That's true. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Let's take a good look at the inside of the mouth. They could do a heat ray version of 2000. Yep. Interestingly enough, Godzilla 2002 hasn't actually had a different release besides the first one. So they could skip Decisive Battle version and go straight to MGP, but I would like to think that they would save Decisive Battle version and give it beam effects and stuff like that. All right, let's look at the face right here, the good old head and everything. So yeah, it's mostly just the white inside right there. I would wonder if putting a little bit of a black wash on the inside would help with definition, especially in the tongue and everything like that. I did this with the Godzilla 2021 figure. I actually added that black wash into the mouth, and it actually made it a lot better looking, because it just wasn't this metallic blue that was just with no definition on the inside. So I wonder if that would help this. But it does look okay for what it is right now. As long as it doesn't go on the top gums and the bottom part of the mouth, I think it's fine. Green and purple 54, yeah. See, I would like to see that as an event exclusive or something like that. I don't know if I want that for a mainline release, but... I see you in the chat, Spike the Kitten. I'm not Bandai, though. I can't control that. But I'll let them know your thoughts. All right, let's continue looking at the figure right here. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, this looks... Yeah, I mean... There's not much really to say, right? I mean, we know what this looks like. You know what would be really crazy though? What if this figure was made out of entirely made out of translucent plastic? That would be crazy. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes they've surprised us and they just made a whole figure out of translucent plastic, even though it's just like the dorsals. $62. I would like a decisive battle version of 62, honestly. Which is actually interesting. 1962 Godzilla, that was released, and it basically is the decisive battle version. Like it's supposed to represent the version of the character when it was on during the Battle of Mount Fuji. It wasn't the entrance, so they might do like an emergence version of it if they do like, you know, a decisive battle version of it or something like that. But MGP, yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, looks good from the front. I like the little extra white that they've got on here. It's kind of hard to notice when we zoomed in. You can kind of see it, but when you're zoomed out, you can see a little bit more. There's a little bit of that white on the chest right there. Gives it a little bit of definition. All right, and then this is our last photo right here. Let's zoom in. Yeah, it just looks so much better in the mouth since they fixed it. So much better. How would a decisive battle version of Godzilla 2002 look? I'm not sure. Maybe it would be a darker blue coloration. It may not even be a different color, honestly. It just might have, I mean, it could have battle damage on it. I don't know. Or it could be a heat ray version. Generally, with Godzillas, it's usually heat ray versions when they do decisive battles. Here's another view of the dorsals from the other side of the figure. Look at that. It looks so nice. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to get this. Stunning. The only thing I'd be concerned about is how this glow effect will translate, because this is colored by Yuji Sakai, right? It's how does the mass production going to look? How's that going to look in the end? Is it going to be, you know, is it going to look similar? Is it going to be just slopped on? Is it going to be, I mean, there's a lot of questions in the air of that. So hopefully it'll be as close to the promo as it is that we're seeing right now. Look at that, though. Wonderful, right? Oh. Yeah. Okay. So they only did 6 promo photos for all this, so we've got a little extra time. I marked it so that we were going to do the 2014 Godzilla stream at 5:45, so we do have some time to compare it with the original and the 70th anniversary, so let me get those loaded up. Okay, give me 1 second, because we have 3 of them that we want to show off here, so I'm going to try and get all 3 of them in the frame. Go ahead and minimize that. And let me see if I can get the 70th anniversary here. If I can get them all in the frame effectively, then we'll be okay. Oops. Okay. All right. So let me, and for these ones, I'll just zoom in. Okay. So here's all 3 of these guys in the shots together here. So you can see a little bit of what's the different takes on all this. Okay. There, I'll make it a little bit easier for you guys to see this. Okay. So if we look at on the left right here, I would say the biggest difference that we can see between the original and this new one is that the original has a lighter gray coloration, and the new one is going to have a darker, almost grayish black coloration with a little bit of a blue tint to it. And obviously, this one's entirely different, right? Obviously. Very different. Even on this promo right here, like I was saying, the claws aren't as bright. They're a little bit brighter, but they ended up being quite dark on the actual release. And it looks like it's going to be a similar situation. I think they'll still be a little bit darker on that. But I do appreciate that on the new 70th anniversary that they, it's painted and it looks really cool. Okay, I see some people in the chat are having some confusion here. Yeah, so I'm not Bandai. I am my own thing, and I work with Bandai and Tamashii Nations to promote the line, and I've got a catalog on the website and everything like that, but I'm not Bandai, I'm not Monster Arts. The only influence I have is influencing you guys to purchase these, and obviously I share feedback that I constantly hear when Bandai asks me, like, what are people saying about this stuff? But I can't just walk into their office and just say, hey, you guys should make this figure and do it. I do not have that power, unfortunately. But that is, yeah. So, but I see your stuff in there, and Monster Hunter is not dead. Monster Hunter still exists. It's still there. Okay, now that we got that taken care of. Let's get back to this. So let's look at we got a back photo right here. Let's see, I don't think they had a back photo for the 70th anniversary, unfortunately, so they don't in these right here. So we'll just make do with what we can. Okay, back dorsals. I'm gonna see, I don't think, yeah. Yeah, we don't have a back photo of, I wonder why they didn't do that. They didn't do it. Okay, we will just make do with what we can right now. This is actually one of my complaints that was on the original, was that I felt that the dorsal paint application was just kind of spotty in parts, and what you're seeing here on the actual promo was kind of similar to what we got especially in the main row, it was very much dry brushed on. So because that's dry brushed, it's its own thing. Yeah. And then we've got, obviously we have the 70th anniversary, and it looks good the way they did it this time around. It looks balanced and stuff like that. And it's still dry brushed, it looks like, on this version, but then this one right here, this is like an airbrush paint job, and it looks fantastic. I just wish that they would just do airbrush all the time for this kind of stuff, because it always looks good. Now, if I had to pick the dorsals between all three of these, definitely the newest one. Definitely. Let's see here, what else? We got a front view here. I think we have a front view with these guys as well. Yes. Okay. And then here's our front view of these guys. So, you know, it's definitely going to be a darker figure. It's definitely going to be darker. The paint job in the mouth of the original right there too, it is dark. The teeth actually don't look any different from the teeth on this one right here. But again, maybe that black wash could help, but maybe the glow effect is fine the way it is. Let's see here. Oh. I don't think I have a side profile of... Yeah, it's... But this was with its mouth closed in this shot. It's looking the other way, but this will do. So this is an example of what we were talking about. On the original suits, the first two releases, the eyes are facing towards the side, which is, you know, what they're trying to do with the suit. It's, most of the promotional shots, the eyes are facing to the side, but they changed it up this time for this one, so now the eyes are facing forward. So if there was a little bit of a reason, if you didn't care about the dorsals and you cared about the eyes, if you're one of those people that really care about the eyes, this would be enough maybe for you to pick this one up right here, because it's looking forward. But yeah, darker paint application, it's happening. Yeah, it's for sure. It's there. It's done. So, but that's our comparison between these guys right here. Which one do you guys like out of all these? Put it in the comment or in the chat right here. Which one are you guys favoring so far? Do you still like the 70th anniversary, the color version? Do you like the original still over the new one, or do you like the new one now? Is the new one king? What are you guys thinking? Seemed darker to me as well. The OG is pretty dark already, so this might be a tad more. Yeah, it also looks to have a little bit of a semi-gloss coating on top of it too, because the original is very much a matte coating, so this one might have a little bit of a gloss effect to it. Like, I'm looking through the head and everything, the arms, it definitely looks like it's got a semi-gloss coat throughout the figure this time. So, and that might be because they're emulating the glow effect throughout the body. Everyone I know always complains about the eyes of these figures. Hey, you can't make everybody happy though, no matter what you do. What matters is if you like them or not. That's what matters the most. And, you know, make your own decision from that. If that's what you like about the figures, that it has to have eyes, that that's the type of things that you want to collect, then that's the way you want to go, you know? If the eyes don't bother you, it's a great figure still. Generally, my favorite is the original, but I'm excited to see the new one and how it gets reacted to us, by us fans. Yeah, I think it's going to be a win. I think it's going to be a win. It's not too much of a price increase. So for anybody that's wondering, the reissue of the second reissue of the 1954 Godzilla was $95. So this one comes with the poster, and the price is increasing potentially to $110 right there. So pretty par for the course for just including the poster art in Japan. On average, it seems like adding the poster art is about, on average, about $7.50 USD. That's how much it adds to the value of these things. So the new one's the GOAT. At least it's not bad. Sorry. Excuse me. Will the Movie Graphic Plus line include Godzilla Juniors? No. For anybody that's here now that doesn't know anything about Movie Graphic Plus, I'm not going to repeat my whole spiel I did at the beginning of the stream. I will tell you that it's only going to be Godzilla only, though. There's no villains, there's no allies, there's no baby forms or anything like that of Godzilla. It's just Godzilla only, and it's only of existing figures that are in the line. So there will not be any new announcements of a Godzilla. So, like, they're not going to do Godzilla 1984 Movie Graphic Plus first. It's going to be only of existing stuff. So, it looks like they're going to be releasing them in pairs of 2. That could change, but it looks like they're going to be doing them in when I say pairs of 2, they're not 2 packs. They're just announcing, soliciting 2 at a time. So they did Godzilla 1989, 2016, Awakening first. Now they did 54 and 2014. The next one, there'll probably be another 2 at the same time. And I think that's what they're going to continue to do. And it looks like it might be 2 to 4 in a year that they're going to be focusing on this lineup. And if it does well, they'll continue to do that until basically they've exhausted the current lineup. Let's see here. Connell says, I definitely do like the darker color on the newer one, but I still like the color of my 70th anniversary version. Yeah, I think the 70th color anniversary version, it's like, you can like it and you can like the other ones too. And you can even say that it's better because, or that it's not better because of the color, right? I think it's just so different enough when you compare it to the other two, though. The other two, though, between the original and the new one, you know, those are more like which one is the better one for you, right? Because they're so similar. There's differences, right? We'll have to see what it looks like in hand, mass production wise, but my inkling is to say that this one is going to be the better release, and it will probably likely replace the one that's on my main display. So I'm that joke. Yeah. I do know things, but I'm not going to be able to share them. Yeah, guys, don't ask questions about like what's coming out and stuff like that. I can't answer those questions. I am bound to secrecy and comment through. Yeah, I can't. Sorry. If you ask me what's coming out next or if they're going to be doing something, I can't answer those questions. Sorry. I'm not going to say that's bad, because we can obviously buy older figures through this line, but honestly, that's still extremely disappointing me for who wants more articulate figures that aren't just G. But that's the thing. This line is a sub-line. The main line isn't going away, so anything that's new is going to be a regular release like they've normally been doing. There's nothing changing with that. They're just adding more to their release schedule. There's nothing that's being taken away. So don't look at it that in a way that's like, oh, well, this is coming out, so they're taking away a new release. It's a sub-line. It's completely not the same as their main releases. So, and that's where we're gonna get those new molds. New molds are gonna come from that. So anytime you hear Movie Graphic Plus, it's just gonna be a past release. It's not gonna be anything new. But anything that's new release will be a new release. Funny question. How likely would Monsters return to the very first 94? I'm hoping for it, man. Crossing my fingers. Eventually. What do you think about the Kiryu figure that was shown a while ago? That was the Shinagawa version? We're not even talking about that right now, but it was good. Okay. Doesn't mean they can't do other versions of figures, Patrick. This line. Yep, there you go. Robo Lizard got it. If Monstars made 1955, what would it look like? It would look like 1955. But you're Mr. Bandai, you know, I do know a lot. I know a lot. I wish I could share it with everybody, but I can't. Not until things are revealed, then I can add context to things. Okay. We're gonna close these guys up. We're going back to just full screen this guy here for you guys. But yeah, that is this release right here, 1954, Movie Graphic Plus Edition. It's gonna come with a lot of cool, well, just the poster art, but it's gonna come with the cool translucent dorsals. That's something really good to look forward to if you're an existing collector already. If you've never collected this figure in the first place, I think it's a good starting point. I think you guys are gonna like it. Yeah, it's a big winner. So, but other than that, not much else to say about this release. I will be posting high-res close-ups on social media when the US details are released, like usual, when I get that information. So hang tight for that. If you want to see these close-ups yourself, so you can, like I said, download that in the chat. In fact, I'm going to link it to you guys right now, again, in the chat description. So you guys can go to the page, you can download these photos and take a good look at yourselves on your own devices. But yeah, I think this is it's a good release to look forward to. So I'm going back to the chat really quick. We're only going to be doing this stream for another 4 minutes, 3 minutes now. And we're going to transition into the 2014 stream. It'll be a different stream. It's already posted on my channel. You guys can go find that link right there as soon as this one's over with. We're going to start that one at 5:45. Let's see here. I wonder if I could get the figure. Let's see here. Oh, the Metal Build Project Kiryu. Yeah. I am so stoked about getting that one. It's going to be very expensive. Metal Build is like $350 plus figures and stuff like that. So this is not made for the faint heart, but it's such a radical but yet familiar take on the character, and I want it. I want it so badly. Like, if there was any problems that I had with the current Kiryu design, is that it wasn't edgy enough, in my opinion. But there's limitations when you make a suit. And it was actually interesting because I was talking with them over at Tamashii about this, and the idea of this crossover that they're doing, because before it was just Gundam stuff, now they're crossing over with other IPs. And they approached the creature designers, the folks who created the characters, and they asked them, like, if you could redesign your character without any limitations of like anime or video games or movies, things that just would limit it naturally, like, how would you want your character to look? And that is the idea of that Metal Build Kiryu. So, and I think it looks awesome. I can't wait. I want it so badly. I think it might be on display either at Godzilla Day today, or it might be reserved for the 2014, or sorry, not 2014, the 2025 Tamashii Nation event. If the tariff situation gets settled, do you think Tamashii will bring the price down of these figures? It's hard to say, honestly. A lot of businesses, unfortunately, when prices go up, and say something that caused the price to go up, like tariffs and whatnot, right? Say it does go down, there is a tendency that some companies or retailers keep the prices up because people have been paying those prices. So I can't speak for sure whether that would affect the price in the US to make it go down. I would love for that to be a case, but we've already seen it with some retailers already when the prices were jacked up earlier this year, when it was like 145% tariff. Those retailers still have their figures priced at those tariff prices, even though the tariffs have been significantly reduced since then. They have not reduced the prices of those figures. And a good example is Tokyo Taku Mode. Their Legion figure originally was solicited at the MSRP of $560. Now it's $691, and the reason why it went up that much was because of that 145 tariff increase. Well, that 145% tariff increase went down to 30%, which is actually 57%. That's how much it really is, but in total, but that's just the added was 30%. But either way, it went down from 140-something% to 57%, and Tokyo Taku Mode has not reduced the price for the figure. It's still $691. So even though the figure actually was released in the United States after that. So that's just an example. It's kind of hard to predict. I really hope that that does happen where they do reduce the prices. We'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up right now. We got to go over into the 2014 stream, which is in 15 minutes. I gotta get ready for that. So with that being said, we will be catching you guys later. Look forward to that. 15 minutes, guys. We'll see you back here for the 2014 stream. If you're not going to come back, enjoy Godzilla Day. We'll see you later.